I hear it's good music.
The music is so good in it. I hear it's good music. I'm so stupid. I'm so dumb. All right, I'm ready to do this.
Yeah. Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of The Nights at the Nerd Table. We are going to do our best to fill you in on the recent nerd and nerdy news that's coming up and all that stuff. Well, that's what we normally do, right? We give you the latest news, what's happening, what's going to happen. But tonight is a little different. Tonight is our first ever holiday special, and we're just going to do it on episode 2.
Christmas!
Because that's how we roll. Wink, 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 wink.
Nice.
And I am one of your co-hosts. I am Mr. Nate Porter. I am joined by two fabulous individuals as well. I would love to introduce to you, let's go with this time, Mr. Jerad Clark.
Ooh. What's up? The name is Jared. Super happy to be here. Fun fact about myself, I've only casted 2 counter spells in my entire life.
Is that true?
I'm really proud of that. Yeah, there you go.
That is pretty cool. It's very honorable of you.
Yeah, I just feel like I want people to have fun. So
That's fair.
that was a slight hot take. It's a slight hot take. I'm sorry.
It's a fantastic reason.
I casted a counter spell on someone as a DM, and that feels awesome.
In D&D, I've casted many of counter spells.
Oh, I see.
In Magic, I refuse to.
Gotcha.
I apologized after tapping the mana too. I was like, I'm going to tap 2 blue mana and cast Negate. I'm so sorry.
I'm sorry, little one.
I can't allow that 5th board wipe 4 hours into this commander game to happen.
That wonderful golden laugh you just heard was that of the other co-host, Mr. Mason Hidden Snowball Sayer.
Bow, bow, bow. Da, 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 da. What's up, folks? It's me, Hidden Bone Sayer. I'm here. I don't know. That's what he called me last time.
It was an accident.
You hit the L in folks. Like nobody I've ever talked to. What's up, folks? I've never heard somebody.
We are all from northern Michigan, though.
We are.
You guys more rightly so than I. But
yeah, you're from.
I've just never heard someone hit an L on that. So it was It was good. I'm not mad.
I used to pronounce the word album. I lost it. Album. Rather than album. I've never hit the L in album. Whatever I'm saying now. It was an issue. Yeah.
There's just really one thing that I'm only worried about is when you go to bed at night, you lay your head on a
pillow.
Shut up.
No.
Pillow.
And
I
again,
work with
here
people. I work with people that say
backward.
pillow or milk and
That's rough.
So
no,
anyway,
it's pillow.
Once again, we're looking for a third co-host. If anyone's interested.
I get kicked off the show every week.
Every week.
That's the thing now. Well, that's the thing. Together, we are the Knights at the Nerd Table, and here's how the show works. Each of us will come to the table with a variety of topics and news we wish to discuss or inform. At the top of each episode, we will do what you do in every Dungeons and Dragons session, and we will roll initiative. The high roll goes to the first person, and so on and so forth. And we set a goal last week. We said, hey, if we can get 10 new subs on YouTube, Mason gets a +3 to his roll because he rolled real bad last week. And we didn't even come close. But I would like to think that when it comes to Dungeons and Dragons, I am a gracious dungeon master, and we did get 1 new. So Mason can add a +1 to
+0.5
his roll. Yeah. So we're going to roll initiative, and we're going to get...
my die is from our first campaign we ever finished. The DM gifted us these, which is Jared's brother.
Fantastic.
Ooh, I should have used.
Yeah, what are you rolling? I'm rolling the green D20 that came with the Brothers War gift bundle.
Spin down?
It's a spin down. It's got 20 sides. Don't at me. All right, I'm gonna roll it, and the chances are one of those numbers will come up. Okay. Don't.
I am rolling a dice I got from D&Dice, and it's a Western themed dice. I'm a very big fan of the Western stereotype or archetype, and the 20 is a sheriff star. So
it's really cool.
Well, I rolled a 4. Thanks. So I feel like Mason thinks I was justly.
Boys, I'm gonna take a picture of it right now and send it to you in the chat. It's the very first natural 20.
Let's go.
Dude.
Even though it's initiative, it does not matter.
Run it back. Also, the very first nat 1.
Let's go.
Plus your modifier.
+1, nat 2, unnatural 2.
Nice.
I'm still going last, baby.
Still going last. Wow. Unbelievable. So Jared's gonna, you don't get much better than that. He's gonna go first. I'm gonna go second, and Mason will follow. We're gonna take actions, bonus actions, keep it very nerdy and flavorful for you. If you play Dungeons and Dragons or Magic, you're gonna have a lot of fun. If you're a nerd at all, you're for an example, just to kick things off, Jared will go first. What's your nerdy thing you did this week, Jared?
Ooh. The nerdy thing I did this week would probably be put a full 20 hours into God of War Ragnarok. But I'll talk about that another time. I'm going to tell a story really quick. The nerdy thing I did this week happened last week. We took a week off because of Thanksgiving. But there's these two guys that come to the restaurant that I work in, or the grocery store that I work in. It's a grocery store / restaurant. And they come to work, and they come and they eat lunch and they play Commander on their lunch break. And I love it. I always go and talk to them, see what decks are playing. It's really fun. And I was like, I would love to sit and play with you guys, but my break is not long enough to play a game of Commander. I was like, do you guys play Modern? And they're like, yeah, we do. And I was like, next time you guys come play, like tomorrow, bring some Modern decks and let's play. Like I'll bring mine. I have one that I always keep in my car and we'll play that. And so I don't have it. It's in my car right now because I was just leaving in my car, but it is a mono blue turn 4 infinity combo. And the whole deck is based around getting that out. And there's no counter spells in the deck, by the way. And I'm very proud of it. But it's like to buy this deck, it's maybe 75 cents. Like on like TCG Player, like it is the cheapest thing. I don't sleeve it. I keep my wife's hair tie around it, and I've thrown the deck around so it looks just beat up. So I show up to the table. I'm like, "This is what I brought. I hope this is okay." Sat down and turned for them, and that was. They're like, "Who is this man?" And I was like, "Batman," and I threw a smoke bomb and I disappeared.
Ran into the kitchen.
But then you reappeared behind the counter because like you can't just like leave work.
Yeah, I reappeared like, hey, can I get you guys anything?
That's amazing. Like I don't know where that guy went, but can I get you anything?
Yeah, he seems awesome. No, but yeah, so that was my nerdy thing of the week. Is I Nat 20 or not Nat 20? I did that today. That was the nerdy thing, but I'm very excited, very very excited about it, and looking forward to hanging out with those guys again and playing with them more. So that was my nerdy thing of the week.
Nice.
That was my action. Bonus action. I bought tokens today. Fantastic. I never thought I would do that as a person. I bought tokens. That's the other nerdy thing I have.
What in the world?
And then movement. I'm going to use my full movement to run over to Mason and hand Mason the sword and have him take his action because we only have one sword. It's a full D&D campaign and we only have one sword between the three of us.
That would be fun. That'd be such a fun campaign. Everyone's got to pass it. Anyways, what's up, folks? I'm back. It's me, Mason. My nerdy thing this week was actually a nerdy thing my friends and family did. It was my birthday. That was this week, right? Yeah, Tuesday.
That was this past week, yeah.
Oh, it's been a long week. A lot of Thanksgiving dinners. If you wanted to figure out when this episode happened. And this Tuesday was my birthday. And Mr. Jerad Clark and a bunch of all of my other friends that are in my normal D&D party came on over. And, I knew we were just going to sit down and have a nice night of Dungeons & Dragons. It's going to be a lovely time. Jared built a level 20 one-shot for us. I was super hyped. I made these cards right here. I was so excited about it. These are all of my characters' D&D abilities as magic cards and all the items and things. Cool. So I have my Channel Divinity. I have my Defensive Duelist, all those different things. It's a crit build. It's fishing for crits the whole time. As soon as this dude started talking, I was in. I was so invested that I did not see what was happening around me. Down to my left, my family that I did not know was going to be there. A bunch of my family had shown up. I was like, "Oh, I'm so sorry. We're just going to play D&D. Like, all of my friends are here, and like, I guess you guys can like go play games or something." So they're like, "Yeah, we'll go play games." Bunch of people showed up. My sister-in-law walks out and she's like, "Gentlemen, there's been a murder." And Jared's like, "Thanks, Ellie. We'll take care of it." And he's like, "All right, boys, let's get it on." They brought outfits, threw on these outfits of the characters that we've been playing for the last year and a half-ish that I've been DMing. And my family walks out with like the Silver Siren, which is the name of their bar. My mom comes out like all dressed up as like she called herself D Moss, and she's like, you can just call me DM, and basically led the whole thing.
It is so cool.
My family members were NPCs, so like my brother was like the manager of the bar. My dad was like one of their like assistant guys that they have in their gang.
He's like the NPC that like if he dies, our whole D&D group will go on a murder spree.
He's
like
also the
NPC
that wasn't written in and just kind of started existing because I needed someone, and then they fell in love with.
Yes, 100%.
My girlfriend walked in as like a really cool character she's like this absolute brute, like jacked, like, and has these adamantine gauntlets. My girlfriend walked in her, I was like, oh my gosh, it was so cool. It was the coolest thing. And then we had to figure out murder weapon, where it took place, all these different things. Then we had guest stars just randomly show up in the night. Like our old DM walked in, Jerad Clark, some of you may know, just walked in as one of his characters from our old campaign, like halfway through the night. It was just like, I've heard there's been a murder. I was like, what is happening? I've never in my life been awestruck for ever. Like I've always had the ability to talk. For a solid 10 minutes, I could say nothing except just take in my surroundings, because it was one of the coolest things I've ever experienced. Anyways, that was my nerdy thing this week.
Jeez.
Can I use I'm gonna use my reaction really quick.
Mine
for
sounds
sure.
so lame compared to that.
To preface the story really quick, 2 weeks before his birthday happened, his mom called me, and whenever May Sayer calls, you answer the phone. And so I did immediately, and she's like, "Hey, so I have something I want to ask you for a favor." And she started she said the sentence that broke my heart and also made me really mad at Mason. That she goes, "Mason has never really had a party. He's done D&D, or they've gone and played video games, but he hasn't really had a birthday party. Nobody's planned him anything." And so one moment I was like, "Yeah, this is ridiculous. Like, he should have a birthday party." The second thing is, "What do you need me to do?" And for the next 2 weeks, his girlfriend, his mom, and I planned this murder mystery night for him.
And lied to me.
Oh, straight up.
That's the most important part about a surprise.
And I had zero clue.
Dude, you were rolling so low on your insight checks, and my deception checks were out of this world.
I had zero idea. And every single lie and just subtle thing that happened, my girlfriend like got like face makeup to like make herself like look bruised, and like she was in a fight and stuff. I was with her when she was shopping. I was like, "Why are you suddenly invested in like face makeup and stuff?" And she's like, "Oh, I just thought it'd be a fun project." I was like, "Oh, cool." Just hung out while she bought stuff, and I was like, what is happening?
I was on the phone.
Rolling nat ones out there.
I was on the phone with Mason's mom, and I could hear we're talking about his party in front of Mason, and I could hear Mason in the background. Like, that's how, like, it was chef's kiss. Like, it was one of those moments where, like, as a friend, I was like, I'm so glad I get to be a part of this and to, like, do this for him. So,
because I have had parties before, like my parties when I was in like elementary school, where my friends came over and just hung out, and we just, but like that's it. Like, those were the kind of parties I've never done.
You didn't have like a pirate theme party or a Mars invasion theme party.
No, we've done
now
stuff
you've had
with like
this
family.
Murder mystery.
There's occasional times we're on vacation. Maybe we go to like a hotel and like have the party. I think we did that one year. But this was absolutely bonkers crazy. It was chef's kiss.
So here's my reaction.
Mine is a little bit of self-digging humor for my
Okay.
nerdy thing of the week. So if you're a nerd or even just a general fan of comedy, you may have heard of the show The Big Bang Theory. It's a very clever show. They're all nerds. They're all scientists. Then there's the characters that are like counter. They're like the normal people. Like the girl across the hall is like the romantic interest. Blah 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 blah. So me and my wife are watching, and we're both laughing because we both really enjoy the show. Then I picked up on something. We're not always laughing at the same time. I'm laughing when the nerds are making jokes, and she's laughing when Penny's making jokes.
No way.
So I finally it like clicked to me. I was like, wait, we love this show from two completely different angles.
reasons.
Wow.
And it was like so funny to me. I was like dying because it was like, oh my gosh, like when they make a joke about Star Wars or like Xbox versus PlayStation, like I think that's funny. And then Penny makes some joke about them being just like nerds, and Megan just finds it hysterical. And I was like, wait a minute, pause.
Hold on.
Who's
Pause.
your favorite character? and so
why is
just
it
the
Sheldon?
parallels. The parallels are just like hilarious, and I had a lot of fun. But like, I mean, that's pretty much how this show works. So now we would start at the top of the initiative order, and Jared's gonna keep going. And like I said, this is a little bit of a holiday special for you. We did a really short, tiny little video, just kind of giving the people some information, like, hey, here's maybe how to buy a gift for a nerd. This is a lot deeper. This is like straight up like, hey, here's the add to cart thing that you can get them if you don't know, or if you still have no idea where to start. Here's where you should start. So we're going to rip through some of the stuff we've got prepared, and we're pretty excited for it. And these are all things that we either have or have other people, like know people that have had, and just like, or like dream about when we go to sleep every night. So kicking us off again at the top of the initiative order, it is Mr. Jerad.
So I'm gonna do a pairing really quick. This is a pairing gift. This is like 3 gifts you can get. Super easy. The price is pretty cheap, and like, so the pairing is a dice tray, a pen, and a journal. For those of you who don't know, those are 3 really good things, and also dice. Throw dice in there. There you can go to any card shop or go on Amazon, look up D&D dice, kind of a thing. It's a set of 6. Oh my gosh, I should know this. 6 dice, 7 dice. A set of 7 dice, and that's bad.
Come on, Jared.
That's bad. Man, I just want to apologize to my audience. I've failed you. We're looking for a second new host.
I'm the only one.
So, but this is a pairing dice. Super cheap, super easy to get. Usually, like you can get dice anywhere from like $5 to $60, $70, depending on what you want to do for the person you're buying the gift for. A dice tray, and this is one of my favorite dice trays I've ever bought. It has like little flaming dice on it. Super simple. It was $24.99 on Amazon.com. It comes apart, and it has a really nice felt dice tray, little insert areas for your dice, because I have an issue with dice. And then it's wonderful. It's phenomenal. It like collapses together and sits in your bag really easy. So it's in the person's bag. They use that to roll dice. It's one of the biggest parts of their game that they play for D&D. Secondly, I would say is, like I said, a journal, like a nice Moleskine journal. They're not that expensive. You can find them anywhere. And then a pen, just something fun, like a fun fidget pen or something like that. This is a pen that I got. It's a brass shell that takes Pilot G2 refills because I'm bougie like that. But those are super important things. Those are cool things to get for your nerd, because one, that's like the main components you need to play D&D is something to take notes with, because notes are really important to their game, for their character to write backstory, things like that. Dice and a tray. That's my first big thing, my gift that I would say. It's pretty easy. It's pretty out there. But a pen, a journal, some dice, and a tray. So,
and I'm going to actually spend a reaction
Ooh.
to react to that, because like you can totally do that. Google all that stuff. It will be right there. Also, you can think outside the box a little bit. So dice tray, awesome. This is a decorative hideaway
Ooh, that's
Nice.
coffee table item that you can get at Hobby Lobby for $15. Or they basically every other week everything's on sale. So for 50% off, this is also doubles
That's
as a
nice.
dice tray.
That's so cool.
I do have a spellcaster build that I'm working on, like keeping all. I've got like spell cards and things like that, keeping everything in my character in this. And this was $7. Dice trays go a long way. You can get creative
Yeah.
or as little as you
Right.
want or don't want to be. Also, do not underestimate swinging through Goodwill or Salvation Army
Yep.
and just getting things, anything like that. Notebooks, like what Jared was saying, you can get those at like Barnes & Noble too. The weirder it might look to you, or the nerdier you think it might look, the more like accurate it is.
Yeah.
Like perfect.
To use my reaction really quick on top of that, because I mean we started the initiative.
Whoa.
We started the initiative over again.
Yeah.
So I have my reaction back. Like you said, the weirder you can do, the better. Just a quick story. My wife, a year or two ago, before we were married, she bought me dice. She's like, I saw them. I thought they were cute. They were cute to her, but they're these little metal dice. And she got me like 3 sets, and they're the tiniest little dice. And I love them. Like they're some of this, like I use them when I DM because like when you're behind a DM screen, for those of you who don't know, there's not a lot of space that you have. And so to have these like 3 different sets of dice that are all metal, they're tiny to roll, that's a great thing. And I use them all the time. And so like Porter said, the weirder it is probably the cooler it is for them. And so that is my turn. I'm going to pass the turn into the turn order, which I think is Porter, right?
It's
That's
not
correct.
me. I know that.
Correct. However, I am going to play a Pokemon card now. Oldie but a goodie called Switch. And I'm going to switch out my turn with Mason's turn.
I play Mareep. I don't know how to play Pokemon cards.
I play Exsanguinate. I don't know.
Everyone's just dead. Yeah, I switched my turn with Mason. I'm going to switch my turn with Mason.
Wow.
Ooh,
hey,
okay.
Thanks, Porter. You know what?
Generally, we try to like get after each other about like this stuff. But that's the most generous interruption I've ever seen. In
I
my
do
life.
appreciate this for the Christmas episode. Just really appreciative
Wow,
of it.
what a
It's
gift!
just I got that spirit. It's the reason for the season, you know?
Hey, I have a few things here. First and foremost, video game time. You know,
Ooh,
November is when
yeah.
a lot of games drop.
So true.
There is a large list of games, and we're not going to go through them all. But once again, if you want that info, either reach out to us or, I don't know, Patreon or something. We'll have it somewhere on our Instagram, something. We'll have my full list of games. But just some quick hitters. If you're like, I don't know what to get my gamer for Christmas, here's just an easy list. You got to know them just a little bit because you got to know what console they have. But
Right.
starting off top, if they have a PlayStation 4 or 5,
Yeah.
you're going to want to go with God of War. That's what I'm saying. If they're a single-player gamer, which you should know, maybe, then you're going to want to go with God of War. It is probably going to be Game of the Year this year. It is so good. Jared is going to talk about it more later. But it just recently came out. I know I talked about it in the last episode, but that is the peak game to get for your PlayStation gamer. If you have a Nintendo gamer, they have a Nintendo Switch or a Nintendo Switch OLED, I would go with the new Pokemon game, which I have dumped almost 13 hours into in the last 3 days. It is so good.
3 days. 3 days.
It is absolutely amazing. The music, the just the adventuring with the Pokemon. Oh, it's so fun. You can play up with up to 4 people. It's called Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. I don't think I said that. But either one of those games, get that for your Nintendo Switch casual enjoyer. Very fun. A little bit glitchy, but I'm assuming they're going to fix that soon. Finally, in terms of Xbox, they're not really releasing any like specific them games, but generally when I see Xbox, I think of multiplayer gamers. So the new Call of Duty just came out recently, and people are loving it. People are loving Warzone. People are loving the story mode of it. Call of Duty Advanced Warfare 2 for either the PlayStation or the Xbox is a solid purchase for your multiplayer gamer. You'll know if they're a multiplayer gamer because they probably yell a lot when they game.
I'm gonna tap a blue and a colorless here and cast negate. It's my third counter spell. It is Modern Warfare 2.
Oh yeah, sorry, not advanced. Don't buy Advanced Warfare.
It is Modern Warfare 2. Do not buy your Call of Duty Gamer Advanced Warfare. Do not do that. No offense to Mason. I just
all
really
offense to Mason.
I also wanted to preface it is God of War Ragnarok, not God of War. God of War Ragnarok is the game.
Although I will say, if they haven't played any of the God of War,
they should. They really should. Yeah.
You're still not wrong
You're good
with any of those.
You're good anyway.
You will need to buy it on PlayStation because it went from a PlayStation exclusive to an an Xbox exclusive. No, it's always on PlayStation. Never mind. I'm being silly. Yeah. It was me. I was the one that switched consoles. I switched from PlayStation to Xbox. That's,
Yeah. I just wanted to preface that really quick. I didn't mean to dunk on you, Mason.
Hey, thank you for the counterspell. Yes. God of War Ragnarok, Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, and then Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2.
There it is.
And of course, I gotta get my PC gamers in here.
Yeah.
It's kind of harder to buy PC games. You can buy a Steam gift card, is if you have a PC gamer. You'll know because they'll have a behemoth of a device in their room. And their room will be always warm because you know that GPU is going.
It's
so true.
So heat bill this winter.
My recommended game for your PC gamer is called Choo Choo Charles. Now, this game is different than what you immediately think it is. It is not a children's game. It's a horror game. You ride a train around an open world map while a sentient train that does not ride on the rails chases after you. You can upgrade and change your train to have a minigun that you stock to the back of it. Then you get off of your train to pick up resources and things to rebuild your train after you get attacked by Choo Choo Charles. And basically, it's a survival horror game, and it looks amazing.
That is nightmare. I literally probably had just a nightmare about it last night. That sounds terrifying.
Yeah, I'm gonna not do any of that.
It is wild. Don't get it for your children. I don't know what the age rating on it is yet. But Choo Choo Charles comes out December. It looks amazing. It's made by an individual developer. This is his first ever game that's 3D, and so we'll see how it goes. But those are my gamer recommendations. If you want more, once again, we'll have the November and December release lists either in our Discord or in our Patreon somewhere. Reach out to us on Instagram if you want that, and we'll get that to you because I have all of it just stored away right now. But with that, I'm gonna end my turn, which I think pushes it back up the initiative order, pushing it back up to Nady Bordy.
Let's go. So I'm going to talk a little bit about some swaggy. If you're nerd or even you like listening to podcasts that are way better than this one, which you probably should, or
It's
even like watching like live plays. A lot of these places like Critical Role, Not Another D&D Podcast, Dungeons and Daddies, they have their own lines of merch. Nothing's more fun of playing like you're out in the world, drinking coffee from a mug that is something about your favorite thing, or you're wearing a T-shirt from a podcast that maybe only you know, and then you look across the world and there's someone wearing a T-shirt. They know what you're doing, and there's just a fun moment. So a lot of that stuff is on sale right now. Like their Black Friday sales are not exclusive to Target. Okay, so like if you go on their websites, they're running sales on a bunch of stuff. Now I hear you though. I like maybe you're like a closet nerd, or maybe you're buying for a nerd and you're like, I don't want to like get him a shirt with like a big cheesy thing on it. Then I would highly recommend you swing through some of Critical Role stuff. because they have some of the classiest nerd stuff. I have a long sleeve, like it's not quite a thermal. It's not quite. It's just a nice like green, blue, long sleeve sweatshirt. And it's so comfy and it's so subtle and no one knows it's D&D related, but me and the people who also know about it. They have some other stuff. They have like much more subtle T-shirts, things like that. But if your nerd wants to go hard, a lot of them will have like I think they're just loud and obnoxious T-shirts and things like that. Also, all these websites are gonna have the perfect stocking stuffers, stickers, coffee mugs, things like that. That just like, oh, I know that they like this. They told me about it one time. I don't know anything about it, but here's a sticker. Boom, just right in the stocking. $3-4.
Good choice.
And like I said, a lot of these places are running sales. And Critical Role, man, they have been doing this for a minute. Their merch, their shirts, everything is top tier. It is like done really well. It's shipped quickly. A lot of these places, for my European fans, which don't exist, do international shipping, and like that's a part of their business now because they know they've had to do that. So I would highly recommend checking out those.
I'm gonna
those
cast
nerdy,
an instant here really quick. Hold on.
Ooh.
Gonna cast an instant.
on the stack. On the
stack. I'm gonna cast an instant here really quick and just jump on in and say, I am very passionate about not having the straight up logo across my chest of a game. If it says The Legend of Zelda, I don't want it. But if it has just the Triforce, just that little symbol, it feels so cool because when other people recognize it, they're like, oh yes, you're a nerd. And when other people don't recognize it, they're like, oh, that guy's like just wearing a shirt. Especially because if you're just wearing those shirts all the time, especially when I was in high school, I was like, I don't want to be seen as a nerd, but I want other nerds to know I'm a nerd. And so you got to do those subtle things, like get the logo stuff, not the thing that says the name of it across it. I love that idea.
The amount of self-control I have to have on a daily basis not to buy the Beauty of Exandria, not the Brave Windbreaker jacket from Critical Role.
That's very good.
That thing is clean. That thing is classy.
It is so
that
good.
Thing is. It looks like it's off the rack at anywhere in the world, any normal quote unquote store. And the shirt that I have is again the same line, Beauty of Exandria, the Wilds Fjordstone Henley long sleeve shirt, and that thing is so comfy. It literally is just a big, warm, comfy winter fall sweatshirt is what it feels like, and it's classy. It's simple. They have a bunch of stuff. So that's my take. Go ahead and shop for those things. They're pretty easy shipping to get to you, and international shipping does, rates may apply, but it exists. So totally within your power to do so. That brings us to the top of the round, which in a boss battle means you have a layer action. So this would be a great time to remind people that we are on all the things. We are on YouTube. Nice. We are on Twitter.
Yes.
Trying to make our name before the whole thing burns down. And also Instagram. We are on Patreon. It's a little bit of a work in progress, but it does exist. So if you want to contribute in any way to give us a little bit of ammo to tell our wives and girlfriend that, hey, this is worth our time. See, people like it. If you want to support us in any of those ways, that's a great way to do it. Like I said, we did get one sub of YouTube. We appreciate it.
Yeah.
And we're just working really hard to try to create some stuff that we enjoy and share with as many people as possible, that things like this exist and that they're fun. So at the top of the round, Jerad, it is your turn.
So I'm going to play... tonight I'm playing... I want to say... The commander deck that I'm playing tonight is Jeskai Spellslingers. Red, white, and blue America Spellslingers. And I just really want to really quickly... I'm going to begin my turn with this. It's going to be different, but my turn I'm going to start out with... I'm going to lightning bolt my anger that's on the battlefield. And when you kill an anger, it says as long as anger is in the graveyard, control a mountain, creatures you control have haste. So that being said, I'm also going to have Shark Typhoon on the battlefield. And whenever you cast Shark Typhoon, Whenever you cast a non-creature spell, you create an XX blue shark creature token with flying, where X is that converted spell, that spell's converted mana cost. So if a 1/1 shark, all right, let's keep track of this. Work with me here,
1/1
okay?
shark. Yep.
1/1
Gotcha.
shark
Anchors in the
from
graveyard.
the lightning bolt.
Yep.
Anchors in the
Mhm.
graveyard. Creatures I control have haste.
Yep.
With
Correct.
that being said, I am going to then cast a creature called Brian Stout Arm.
All right.
Let me read this for you. It's a 4/4 giant warrior. Lifelink. You tap one red, and you tap this creature. You sacrifice a creature other than Brian Stout Arm. Brian Stout Arm deals damage equal to the sacrificed creature's power to target player.
Okay.
Now, with that on the battlefield, okay, not a non-creature spell, right?
Yep.
I'm going to play a little something I like to call I'm going to play a little something called Ashnod's Altar, which is a 3 mana cost artifact, not creature spell. Create a 3/3 shark. Got a 1/1 and a 3/3 shark.
Yep.
Sacrifice a creature. Add 2 colorless mana to your mana pool. Okay, those are on the battlefield right now.
Okay.
We have Brian Stardarm.
Yep.
Shark Typhoon.
Yep.
Ashnod's Altar.
Mm-hmm.
And then a 3/3 shark and a 1/1 shark. Okay.
Okay.
I'm going to sacrifice both shark tokens.
Okay.
And I'm going to cast Phyrexian Processor.
Oh gosh. Jeez.
Wow.
Crackers.
Wow.
It's a 4 mana artifact. As Phyrexian Processor enters the battlefield, you may pay any amount of life. Then you tap 4, and then you tap 4 colorless, and then tap this and create an XX black Phyrexian minion creature token where X is the amount of life paid.
Okay.
I'm going to pay 39 life.
I am actually going to respond.
No, don't you dare.
I'm going to
dare.
respond with a card from the Exploding Kittens.
Okay.
It's called Nope.
Dang it.
Stop the action of another player. Play at any time. So,
God. All right. Well, never mind then. I was going to fling with Brian Stardarm and 39.
yeah, I just
so
couldn't.
that was
couldn't
my
allow
turn.
That. My wife.
That was
my
my
butt with this card the other night. So
that was my Josh Lee Kwai turn for the evening because I
know,
wanted to start
couldn't let
out
it
with a
resolve.
bang.
I couldn't let it resolve.
That's fair. That's literally every Josh Lee Kwai from Command Zones turns. I'm gonna this is gonna be one heck of a round for me. Number one, I think one really cool thing for any Magic nerd. So if your nerd in your life is a Magic the Gathering player, it's a card game, trading card game, or any card game. It could be Pokemon, whatever it may be, Digimon. We have a lot of deck boxes, a lot of different things like this. This is also a good gift, deck boxes, things like that. Super cheap, super easy, good. They're always great. Decks or card sleeves. I want to give credit real quick where credit is due. This gift idea is from Porter. Porter showed me this, but it is something you wouldn't think of. It is a camera bag. Let me just show you this for people who are listening. I just pulled my camera bag out. It's a backpack. What I love about this bag is this. Let me unzip for your all audio listeners. Listen to that
lovely.
zipper.
It's like ASMR.
As it opens,
wow!
keep
Look at that.
all of your commander decks in one box.
That's so pretty.
It is wonderful. They come with dividers. They're phenomenal. Porter's using his out right now. They're great. Dude, it looks so pretty. It keeps your cards. It keeps their cards in great condition. Keeps them safe. They are very, very good. And one of my favorite things is a little side. You can just strap your their playmat to the side of it. For those of you who are listening, Mason just walked over with his nerd box, which is just a box.
It's
he
just a
carries
crate.
every Tuesday.
If you're wondering, if
That
any
thing looked
farmer's
great.
wondering, it's a corn crate. So
I love it. And then my last thing for my
farmer,
turn.
I was wondering that.
I was wondering that.
You know, I had saw that and
Get a corn crate for your nerd.
Finally, one of my last gift ideas. If you're at the bottom of the barrel, you're like, my nerd has all of these things, or I talked to him about it and him or her, and they didn't really want it. Get him a sword. Literally just get him a sword. Like, doesn't matter what it looks like.
You can buy a sword for $20 on Amazon, and it's
This
a
is
full-on
true.
weapon. Like, get
It's
them
legal.
a sword. It's legal. It's super fun. Any nerd. This is the Witcher sword.
Yep.
Get them a sword.
Give them a sword.
It's super easy. They're gonna love it. It doesn't matter what the sword. Any nerd who is worth their mana in tapping loves swords.
Nice.
Okay, like
I like
Get
the
him a
line,
sword.
any nerd that's worth their mana in tapping. Just
Exactly. Just get him a sword. It's such an easy gift. One, even if you can do a little research and get them a sword from one of their favorite animes, favorite shows they're watching, every sword's out there. And you don't have to spend a ton of money on it. But yeah, that
I have 3 of the same sword.
that is so true. I will say this: I bought each of my groomsmen when I asked them to be in my wedding a sword. So. And every single one of them loves it, and it's on display in their house. So,
Yep.
Point proven. But buy them a sword. Super good, super fun. Like they'll keep it. Hopefully they
Love
don't play with it. It's a weapon, but dependable. But
Dude,
get them a sword, man.
the entirety of like COVID while I was alone by myself, had that thing strapped to my back, the shield, had the sword in my hand, just going absolutely ham on like just random leaves in the woods. Just all by myself. Didn't have any friends, couldn't hang out with anyone, but I had a sword.
you're just trying to get a +1 to
I have
your
this
to hit.
So
Great choice.
buy them a
Great
sword,
choice.
camera bag. They're really easy. That camera bag was $35 on Amazon. They're great. They're great. Like a camera bag is great for anything and everything. If I'm not using that for commander decks, I use that for when I'm traveling because it works great with clothes and things like that. So multi-use, multi-purpose. Just search a camera backpack and it's awesome. That's my 2. I have one more, but I'm gonna wait on that one. We'll get to that
I
later.
love it.
I'm just gonna after I got noped, I'm just gonna pass my turn and just be sad.
That's me. I'm up next. No switch card this time, Mason. Sorry. I'm gonna talk to our high rollers a little bit. You know, all the people that are just swimming in money but still don't subscribe to us on Patreon, but it's fine. Mr. Elon in the building, if you're listening, head on over to a website called Wormwood Gaming and buy anything.
Yeah.
Oh.
Anything from
Yeah.
there. We've mentioned before that like Kickstarters are like a cheat code for nerds. Like there's so many things out on Kickstarter, but this is an idea combined with some of the most top tier craftsmanship in the woodworking or tabletop gaming industry, period. They have the dice trays. Like Jared's 100% right. You can go spend like $25 and get a really nice dice tray from Amazon. Or you can spend like $120 and buy something from them.
Right.
That's kind of the gap we're talking about here. Also, their tables, their desks, these things are north of like $4, $5, $6, even $8,000. Like some of these things are in the next tier. Their DM screens, which is as a project they just launched, are
that's
jaw dropping.
As a DM, I really want one so bad.
Absolutely. Right now, the promo they're running for the Black Friday weekend, which actually, if people listen to this, it might be over, so I'm not even going to talk about it. But they still do like free orders of shipping over $100.
Which is pretty much anything you buy from there.
One of my favorite items they have on their website is a D20. Oh, that's not too bad, you might ask. The D20 is $2,500, made from solid tungsten. If you need to ask how heavy it is, it's not for you. We should not have made this. No one should buy this. It's 96.
Yeah.
96 ounces.
Holy cow.
So that's a little of a ha ha ha, chuckle. But seriously, their dice trays are immaculate. They're
so beautiful.
Their pens, you talk about a nice pen. Some of their pens are $65 to $150. It's they also make accessories for games like Catan and other tabletop games, not just their own stuff. But they make deck boxes for MTG. They do have custom sleeves. You can even get candles. They partner with a candle company called Cantrip Candles on their website. Just absolutely top tier stuff. Again, that's some of the high roller stuff that you can expect on that website. So if you got the dough, if you got that money burning a hole in your pocket, and you're like, what do I want to spend it on? My nerd.
If you're looking for wow factor,
you're looking for a wow factor. You looking for that I will never leave you, kind of energy.
if you're looking to keep that person Wormwood.
Yeah. Yes. Like I said, they specialize in furniture, so their tables and their desks are on a level unparalleled by anything I've personally seen, specific to like sort of the D&D and nerdy market. That's who they're thinking of. You can buy a nice desk anywhere. You can buy a nice table anywhere. They are catering these details to people who play tabletop games and enjoy themselves around a tabletop full of nerds. So that's actually all I have. And with that, I will pass the turn.
Thank you very much, Porter. That's a fantastic recommendation. If you've ever watched Critical Role, their table is made by Wormwood. Matt's DM screen is also made by Wormwood. That's like their original one. And then he also brought that die onto Game Grump's 10-minute Power Hour, the disgustingly large D20, and they just drop it on a table and it dents the table when they roll it. It's fantastic.
Oh my god.
My final recommendation. What's truly important to your nerd is to have someone to play with. If this nerd is truly important to you, then actually giving them the time to, what they said earlier about just talk about it and just be in the moment with them. There's a few different ways to do that. One, you can just ask about their session. Sure, you can ask about their new Magic deck. But what I asked for my birthday this year was a board game that my person would like to play with me. And so I think it's super cool. My parents got me this. It's called Merchants of Magic. We haven't had a chance to play it yet because it's been 3 days and it's just been Thanksgiving. And but it's super cool. This one's actually even 1 to 8 players, and so not only can my whole family group get involved, I can play it by myself if I wanted to. But importantly, you can get them stuff, but what they really want is someone to enjoy it with. So be willing to invest some of your time, get something that you think is interesting, and just have fun, nerd out a little bit with your nerd. Get them a board game that you think you would enjoy too. It could even be just an intense version of Monopoly. If you think both of you would enjoy that, heck yeah, go for it. There's this, and then some other things. I just pulled it out because we were talking about it before we started recording. This book is called Colostal. Jerad was talking about it, and I happen to have it.
I want it so bad.
It is a single-player game. You are in this massive castle. You draw cards, and then basically using those cards, the book tells you the overview of the things that happen in that day, and then you write a journal entry using those different things. There's combat, but mostly all of it is just journal entries. And so when you finish, you can go back and read through basically your adventure that you had, and you can pick it up just whenever you have time to play it. But it's really cool. You can look it up. It's Colostle. It's a solo RPG adventure. If you don't have time to hang out with your nerd, or if you live far away and you're online friends, a single player game maybe, a video game, a board game, all of these different things. I love these things where you can spend time with your people. Maybe even get invested in a D&D thing with them, or learn their magic, or do those things, because those are going to be impactful to your nerd. But I think I'm out of cards. I'm about to draw on an empty pile here soon. So I'm going to pass my turn. Hopefully it doesn't get back around to me and I can win somehow. So passing it back up, top of initiative order, Jerad.
I think my last thing, just to pick, you said it, you nailed it on the head right there. I think one of the biggest things you can do for your nerd in your life, and it's really underrated, not really thought of a lot, is time. some of the biggest gifts you can get your nerd. Time and effort, like the fact that you are thinking about them, that you wanted to get them a gift, that you took the time to be interested or tried to be interested in what they're doing, playing a board game with them, trying to play a video game with them, like, or just sitting there and watching them play, like that can be huge. Just time, like it can be, even if you're like, for me and my wife, like I was sleeving some commander decks because I have to color coordinate because I'm OCD. I was resleeving like 5 or 6 commander decks, and she's like, "Can I help you?" And we sat on the couch and sleeved like 5 or 6 commander decks, and it meant the world to me because it was just her investing in what I like to do in my spare time, in my hobby. Even like Mason said, playing a board game, getting interested in what they like to do, asking, like simple as asking about their D&D session, and just being involved. I'm not saying that you have to play video games. I'm not saying that you have to play Magic. I'm not saying that you have to play D&D. You don't have to do those things, but invest time into their hobby and invest time into them and what they like to do, because that down the line will mean more than pretty much any gift, is the fact that you are interested and that you're showing them that you love them enough to give what they're doing attention and time. So.
A thousand times. Yes.
Up that.
And when he talks about time, it can be 2 types of time. It can be time together. It could also be time like, like the classic thing when you're like 9, right? Is to give your parent a little coupon book of like, I'll do the dishes, or I'll rub your feet, or like those little weird things that like, honestly, like take that concept and say like, hey, next Friday you can go do something nerdy. I got the dog, I got the kids, I got whatever it may be. Like, go do something maybe outside your schedule. Stay late at your D&D session if you want to. Like little things like that can go a really long way too. And Jared's totally right, spot on.
Hey, and I'm also gonna jump in. Nerds, you do the same thing for them, okay?
Yeah,
they're showing you that appreciation. You do things. You watch The Bachelor with them if they want. You know.
Yeah.
You go grocery. You go to Target for 6 hours straight. You know. Just devote
Spend
that time.
$600 in 5 minutes. Like, you don't act like you don't do that on Magic cards. Don't act like you don't do that. But yeah, seriously, time and effort. Invest in them. It doesn't have to be a gift, but it can be. I love that idea, like that nerdy coupon thing. My wife does it every once in a while. She's like, she looks at me and she goes, "You can set your destiny if you want." And I'm like, "Are you serious?" She's like, "Yeah, I'm gonna go watch The Bachelor. You can play video games." Like, and it's like, there's no like, "Hey, honey, we don't have much going on tonight. I would really like to play God of War. Is that like not that I need to ask your permission, but would that be okay with you, or did you have an expectation on the evening?" kind of a thing. Like, just that simple. Like, give them the freedom to go and do their thing. All else fails a gift card.
Yep, gift card. Send a gift card.
Gift card, cash, like whatever.
GameStop, any local game store, I'm sure will do a gift card of some sort if you ask about it. Just send them a gift card.
So hopefully this helps.
Yeah,
it's your turn. That's it.
I guess so.
Yeah,
that's my
so
turn. That's it.
Don't get it back to me or else I'll die.
I will.
It's your turn.
Order go.
I'm gonna hit stocking stuffers, the most like beloved thing.
These aren't stocking stuffers.
These are not stocking stuffers. Listen, if they like card games, just go get them packs.
Yeah,
half the fun of packs is cracking packs, booster packs. Like Jared said, Digimon, Dragon Ball Z, Flesh and Blood, Pokemon, like any of those. Just find a place to get them. Magic Gathering, the big stores, your beloved Target, they're gonna have like Magic and Pokemon, right? If you need something a little more specific, just Google trading card game stores, and go in there and like.
It's cheap.
Probably it's
like
okay to get
$7.
cheap stuff. Yep. It's so easy. Those make great stocking stuffers. You want to flex, there are obviously like bundles and things like that. Even Target will sell these bundles. They look in boxes like this. They're about this big. They have something a little extra with them. So they have a lot of set boosters for Magic. And they come with like a card that's not like a game-breaking, world-ending card, but it's just a little bit different version of a cool card that exists. They come with dice. They come with those boxes, which help nerds keep their cards clean and out of the way, out of sight, and things like that. Stocking stuffers like that are just so easy to just win. And like I mentioned this in like the short video I did about like, don't worry about if your nerd likes the thing. Sometimes they're gonna pull something next level. Sometimes the pack is gonna whiff. That doesn't mean it's a bad gift.
So
It
true.
just
So
means
true.
that nothing over $3 was in that pack, right? Like, it's still cracking the packs is part of the fun of trading card games. So if they got something or didn't get anything amazing or
It's
cool,
the dopamine rush.
I opened a pack
the
and
addictive
then
part.
I opened a pack in the same day, gave Jared one of the exact same packs for his birthday. Mine had a $50 card in it. His didn't have anything over 2 cents. And I was like,
Yeah.
oof, rough.
But I still loved it because it was just it was literally like just a blast to open it. Like,
little stocking stuffers
super
like
easy.
that.
Dice, good stocking stuff.
Go to Etsy and
Yeah.
just Google
Etsy.
D&D dice tray, D&D mug. Everybody needs a tavern mug. I don't care
You
who
need
you
a
are.
tavern mug.
You need a tavern mug. It needs to look something like
Dang,
this. It
I
needs
don't
to have a
have
handle
one.
on the side. It needs to be either wooden or glass or made out of something that you don't know anything about. And they're going to put sometimes just water in it because that's
Just
the
water?
way it goes, and they don't care. I got some hot chocolate in this one because this is the Christmas episode after all. But that was a gift to me, and I love it. Great stocking stuffers. You can get those, again, like $20, $25. You want to go hard? Yeah, you can get this probably crazy elaborate one for $75, $65 if that's how you want to do it. But stocking stuffers like that are so easy. Just go to Etsy and Google, or just start searching things like dice trays, D&D mugs, D&D tavern mugs. You're gonna come up with so many options. And Etsy
You
is
can
usually
even
good.
Yeah, you can even Google D&D stocking stuffers. I just did it, and there's so many things like Magic the Gathering stocking stuffers, video game
Just
stocking
Google it.
stuffers.
Just Google it. You're
just
already in the
Google it.
in the right.
Yeah,
in
you're
the
on
right
the internet.
ballpark.
Just go.
Just go.
Use it.
So that's through most of my turn. Second main, I'm gonna go ahead and cast Capture of Jingzhou. Take another turn after this one.
Wow.
I'm gonna tap 2 blue mana and then just do.
Ooh, flex.
Yeah. How does that feel?
This
How does
is
that
this
feel?
is it feels great. This is another one for Elon. If you want to just drain the bank, there are some pretty freaking cool things you can do.
Oh yeah.
Number one, go to Galaxy's Edge. Go to Star Wars World. Basically, go to Disney. Go to Galaxy's Edge. Have them assemble their own lightsaber. You can do that. That experience it can be pricey. It starts at like $250 plus tax. Plus, there's like some options you can do it like privately with like a few other people and build a lightsaber. Those experiences like are very, very specific. They're timed. You have to be on your A game to get those packages. But that's a fun one. Still too low? Fine, we can go harder. You can get a package known as D&D in a Castle, which is exactly what it sounds like. There are castles in Europe, and you basically sign up for a slot. They time these out, and they only allow a certain amount of people per session. You go there, you play a D&D campaign for like 4 days. You sleep and eat in the castle. There are professional DMs that also they're running these campaigns, often will use the castle itself as settings for the D&D campaign you're in. I was watching a video when like we had a fight in the main hall, and we went to the main hall just like take it in, and it was like,
that's so
cool. Those exist. They's not cheap. You're looking at quite a few $1,000s to do that, not including whatever kind of travel expenses you need to get there. But those are some big budget stuff, but they exist. And last thing, I just want to end cap Action Surge just to make one more final attack. Legos.
My
Legos
choice.
They make it. Marvel got them. Batman, DC got them. Harry Potter got them. Minecraft got them. Star Wars got them. anything you think you can think of, they make them. Just one note. This is very important for buying a gift for your nerd. It includes the swords. It includes Legos. Whatever gift you get your nerd, plan on looking at it for the rest of your life.
So true.
We're going to set it up, and we're going to put it somewhere so we can always see it.
Or
and
give them
feel
an
good about
office.
or
Or like a gaming room.
This sits next to my bed every single night. So
yes. So just be aware of that. These are not things that, like, if there's a man cave that exists, awesome. But these are not things that, like cards, yeah, they get put in boxes. These types of things we will love them so much, we will always look at them.
I've had that.
Play with them. Sometimes play with them, but not like. Sometimes we literally just want to build a Lego set, set it up, and look at it. Like, oh man,
I've had this Lego
That's
set
so
since
cool.
8th grade, sitting on top of the same bookshelf. It's moved houses with me.
So just plan on that. Anything you get them, Legos are awesome. That's another thing you can do together. But if you go hard, and I think the Death Star is like $1,200, like somewhere in the between $500 and $1,200 range. Awesome, fantastic. You've nailed it. Plan on building it with them, and then plan on looking at it for the rest of your life. That's my warning. So after that, I will have to pass the turn to Mason.
Well, I'm gonna draw at
Try your card.
Just empty draw pile here. I lose because if you draw when you have no card in your deck, you lose.
That's
true.
Get a Hero Forge mini.
Yeah,
he's so right.
That's clutch. That was clutch.
As my
No, talk about
finalist
the
said, I put a single card back in my library, slide it in, boom, HeroForge.com. You can buy gift cards. And Hero Forge is a site where your nerd, if they're a D&D nerd, can build a character with the gift card you give them. They can then buy that miniature, and they can have a physical little dude sitting there that they made that you bought for them. I bought all of my D&D players that last Christmas, and so I didn't feel bad that they would invest money if I killed their characters. So DMs, hey, it's a great idea.
So true.
If you don't want to feel bad about killing your NPCs or your players, go ahead and just buy them their minis.
Yep, that's a huge one. That's a good one.
Hey, thanks.
Yeah.
I just remembered that, but I am out of cards, so I can't do
also,
anything
here's
else.
the reality: if we were to like really truly go through every cool thing that we would
so
like
much.
as a gift,
It's so much.
this would be a podcast for forever. But thanks for sticking around and listening to us ramble on about your nerd stuff. Remember, especially for the holidays, your nerd just wants to feel heard. Your nerd just wants to feel seen and wants to not just be like made fun of for liking the things that they like. That's just the reality.
So true.
That's just
So
the reality.
we went through high
You don't
school already. You don't need to make
Right.
fun of us for it. We
Well, I'm
know
not
it's
doing
not
that
fun.
again. Like I don't think we need to circle that too much to really drive home the point. You don't have to like the same stuff we do. Just know that we like it and it's okay. So
And that we love you.
and that we love you. We are on all the things. Support us in any way you want to or feel like you can. If you just want to watch this video and call it a day, fantastic. We appreciate you. We're just trying to bring and flush out information about the things that we like that we know are cool if people just learned about them. So that's anybody else have anything final things to add?
That's
Done.
it.
Yeah.
I'm out.
That's it. So
I
let's
draw
see if
my
I can actually
final card and I
hit the
die.
dismount here.
Yeah, land it.
So we are the Knights at the Nerd Table. We'll see you at the table next time. But until then, good night, nerds.
Good night.